Hello, everyone, and thanks again for tuning in. I am Rohan Kelkar, EVP for Global Power Products Division at Schneider Electric. I am glad to be here again. Today, I'm joined by Kapila Mehta, who is our Sustainability VP for the Power Products Division. And with me is also a new IDC analyst, Filippo Vanara. Welcome, both of you. Can you please introduce yourselves to our listeners?
Thanks, Rohan, and hello everyone. I'm Kapila Mehta, Sustainability Vice President for the Power Product Division at Schneider Electric. In this role, I define and execute a sustainability strategy and build an offer portfolio roadmap that has the highest positive impact on the climate, decarbonization, and resources in our innovation process for our customers and partners.
Hello everyone, thank you for the invitation to be part of this podcast series. My name is Filippo Vanara. I joined the European multi-cloud team here in IDC around 4 years ago, and I'm now co-leading the cloud ops research here in Europe. Beyond cloud, I'm also a key member of the sustainability practice, where we provide insights, data, and frameworks to help technology providers and users understand how technology can be an enabler to achieving sustainable development goals. I'm delighted to be here as sustainability is finally becoming a key topic, especially here in Europe. I'm now looking forward to our discussions.
Thank you both. In our last podcast, we discussed how sustainability can be a business opportunity. What's good for business is also good for the planet. Today, we're going to talk specifically about decarbonization. With the ever-increased emissions, businesses are looking at limiting or removing their carbon footprint, and decarbonization is playing a key part in this context. To achieve decarbonization and limit the increase in global temperature to 1.5 degrees Celsius, all aspects of the economy must change, from how energy is generated, to how we produce and deliver goods and services, to how lands are managed. In fact, according to Our World in Data, almost a third of all GHG emissions are generated from how we make things like cement, steel, plastics. 27% from electricity, 19% from agriculture, 16% from transportation, and then the remaining from heating, ventilation, HVAC systems. Therefore, there is an urgent need to change and transform these industries and sectors much faster to meet the Paris Agreement.
Indeed, Rohan, there is a need to go 4 times faster in order to maintain the 1.5 degree target by 2030. We are currently generating about 54 billion tons of greenhouse gas emissions globally per year. There are many opportunities to reduce these statistics through decarbonization. What organizations need to do is to adopt science-based targets while implementing the right technology and innovation to enable their business meet laws and regulation set by their local government and institutions. It is not a surprise that the longer we wait, the harder and more expensive it gets. The problems are now visible, and we know we have the solutions and innovation to solve them. Now we need to apply what we know. We have seen in the pandemic what significant impact a joint effort can achieve. A similar effort is now required to fight the climate crisis. Filippo, I'm now curious to know how IDC sees decarbonization and what you see in this space.
Thank you, Kapila. Sustainability is now gaining traction, not only to achieve common goals set by governments and institutions, but also to meet customers, investors, and partner demands. Achieving this will require rapid decarbonization. There are two aspects to decarbonizations. The first entails reducing the greenhouse gas emissions produced by the combustion of fossil fuels. This can be done by preventing emissions through the use of zero carbon renewable energy sources, such as wind, solar, hydropower, geothermal, and biomass, which now make up 1/3 of global power capacity, and electrifying as many sectors as possible. Consequently, decarbonization will also require absorbing carbon from the atmosphere by capturing emissions and enhancing carbon storage in agricultural lands and forests. Rohan, our survey data and conversations with organizations across different industries highlight that many organizations are still in early stages in their journey. How are you helping to break what can seem as an overwhelming task into manageable steps?
Indeed, Filippo. It is true that momentum is just not fast enough yet. Only 12% of Fortune 500 companies are currently delivering on their commitments. We at Schneider Electric are determined to do better. We approach decarbonization as a life cycle of strategize, digitize, and decarbonize, as we have discussed recently in our previous podcast. So hopefully this is not a new concept, but one that we can continue to elaborate. Essentially, we are committed to supporting our partners on their journey to decarbonization and in their efforts to help their customers achieve their sustainability goals. We want to help our partners to strategize with mindset and vision so that their employees are committed and well equipped to sustainability knowledge, tools, and understand what's at stake for their company and their customers. To digitize with tools, software, so that they can design and deploy a decarbonization plan and a quantitative baseline, and provide advisory services to go with it. And then finally, to decarbonize with technology so that they can advance the sustainability for their customers and our customers. Kapila, could you walk us through Schneider Electric's approach to decarbonization?
Sure, Rohan. The journey towards decarbonization begins with 4 key levers. First of all, electrification of operations. The objective is to replace technologies that use fossil fuels, such as those used for heating and cooling, with technologies that use electricity as a source of energy. Secondly, we want to reduce energy use and improve efficiency through digitization so as to create smart operations. The third lever pertains to replacing resources with sustainable options that can be achieved by choosing sustainable packaging, eco-friendly products, and innovation that optimizes space and material usage. Last but not least, the fourth lever focuses on engaging your value chain to advance supplier and vendor decarbonization and adopt circular business practices. These 4 levers will have a double benefit: reduce greenhouse gases emissions and optimize costs.
That is a comprehensive approach indeed. All these steps are critical to reduce both greenhouse gas emissions and cost, while empowering trust with customers. We are seeing a strong connection between these 2 elements, as all decarbonization efforts often include measures to reduce energy consumption, which should also reduce energy cost, avoid non-compliance fines, and consequently reduce OPEX. Obviously, these can also be applied to the cloud through green operations or green ops. Cloud computing requires a huge amount of energy and water to be powered, and the optimization of its facilities, data centers, is becoming the number 1 priority for cloud vendors. Within this context, green ops integrates the technologies, techniques, and business practices designed to maximize efficiency in the cloud while reducing environmental impact. It optimizes resource usage with better cooling, greener building materials, and smarter control systems, which are fundamental in data centers. Linked to this, IDC sees the greening of data centers across Europe through initiatives such as the EU Climate Neutral Data Center Operator Pact, preempting legislative pushes from the EU and Europe's next-gen cloud infrastructure. I'm now curious to know more on the 4 pillars you previously mentioned. Kapila, can you please share some examples for each of these levels?
My pleasure, Filippo. Data centers and buildings play a key role in reducing greenhouse gas emissions and water consumptions. Regardless of the facility to manage, they all must become net zero if we want to limit global warming by 2050. For the first lever, electrification of operations, we have a wonderful use case, the all-new JFK terminal, where we will install a microgrid featuring 7.7 megawatt of rooftop solar, 3.7 megawatt of fuel cells, and 2 megawatt of battery storage for the terminal can operate during grid-wide power outages. This is a strong example of how we bring electrification to help us manage grid cuts. For the second lever, reduction of energy use while improving efficiency, we created a strong premier office for the tenants with a full building overhaul to replace aging electrical and mechanical infrastructure with the end-to-end EcoStructure solutions. The project was able to get LEED Gold certification. The third lever, replacing resources, we are also working on various axes to deliver sustainability to our partners and empower them. In fact, our resources are reaching 100% use of recycled cardboard in India, China, and EU distribution center. We joined the International Copper Alliance for more sustainable and responsible material sourcing. We are innovating with our solutions to bring space and resource reduction to our all new Blockset lean solution, which will reduce close to 15% of space and 30% of copper reduction. Finally, the fourth lever is all about engaging with the value chain. Here we are working across the board to ensure we are upscaling and building our partner competency with the sustainability goal and to help them understand sustainability and ensure they can deliver solutions altogether. Let me share an interesting statistics related to building. According to 2021 Global Status Report for Building and Construction, building contributes to 37% of global CO2 emissions. A key problem that a lot of energy used in building is wasted. For example, in poor insulation, inefficient cooling and heating, etc. It's not enough to use sustainable practices and technology only for new buildings. Decarbonizing operation in existing building is no longer a nice to have, but a must do. Monitoring and tracking building efficiency has now become a critical factor. Digitizing and connecting building system provide critical information to make better data-driven decisions. That includes how you purchase, generate, store, consume and control energy and tools to manage indoor air quality, comfort and other building health aspects. As a result, digitization and electrification reduces CO2 emissions and energy use, which leads to a lower OPEX.
I couldn't agree more. All of these green ops practices not only enable to reduce carbon footprint, but also operational cost while empowering trust with customers. Moreover, it enables to get international certifications such as LEED, BREEAM, and WELL, which are increasingly required, especially nowadays that the EU is discussing the new European Directive on Buildings Energy Efficiency. The law reckons to achieve the energy rating E by January 1st, 2030, and energy rating D by January 1st, 2033, for most facilities in Europe. Exempt buildings include public social properties, buildings listed for their architectural and historical value, buildings used for less than 4 months per year and with less than 50 square meters. Furthermore, European countries can also ask a further 22% of their buildings to be exempted. Here, technology plays a key role in reducing the carbon footprint derived from these facilities. Right, Ron?
Absolutely. By deploying the right smart devices, software, analytics, and services, every building can be made significantly more efficient, healthy, and sustainable with minimal disruption. To do this, the installation of IoT points, such as smart connected products, HVAC controls, and lighting management are key to optimize building consumption. Renewable energy from solar panels is also critical to power buildings as well as supplying EV chargers. Moreover, cooling systems play a key role in the building decarbonization and in water usage. Within this context, magnetic bearing chillers with a VFD can help regulate speed based on the demand and consequently really have a much higher efficiency. These are just a few examples of how Schneider Electric is helping its customers to decarbonize their facilities, whether for offices, hospitals, data centers, or commercial real estate. As part of its strategy, Schneider Electric is committed to making its operations carbon neutral by 2025 while supporting partners, customers with our digital solutions and services. It's been great talking to you both on this important topic. I cannot believe that we have run out of time for our session today. My 3 key takeaways from this session are: 1, we need to act in all industries and sectors to reduce our carbon footprint. All industries require multiple actions as there is not a single solution to overcome climate change. 2, decarbonization represents a key element, and it's not only about absorbing CO2 emissions from the atmosphere through carbon storage in agricultural lands and forests, but it's also about avoiding new emissions through the purchase or creation of renewable energy. And third, laws and regulations, along with financial incentives from institutions, play a key role in addressing global warming. They push organizations to transform and change their business while embracing green solutions. I'd like to thank you both for all the insights that you shared today. It's really been a pleasure. I'd also like to thank all the listeners that have tuned in for this episode of Partnering for Sustainability podcast series. If you want to hear more about our sustainability strategy and how we help our customers achieve their sustainability goals, questions, reach out to us or visit our website. We look forward to you tuning in to our next episode, where we will discuss decarbonization for partners and the important role they play across all scopes. Thanks until next time.